So we're going to start with getting found, and let's go into the details. So step one, you need to make your practice familiar to your target audience by getting your brand out there, right? So name recognition and familiarity will help you attract more prospects. And familiarity actually helps brands that are maybe not as competitive as others or do as good of a job to actually outbeat them and outcompete them. So you have to get your brand out there. The more the recognition there is, if a referral occurs, oh yeah, I've heard of them. It makes it easier for them to decide to contact you, right? So spread the word however you can. And when we talk about this, we're going to get into a lot of things. Some people call it selling the invisible. How do you start a relationship? But it's important that the first time the prospect encounters your brand, they're seeing an incredible experience. Like your first impression is a great one. And you really need to start looking at this at every stage, every contact point, a lot of times we call it digital contact points, but we'll get into it a little bit more. But this is from your receptionist. This is how you follow up on inbound leads, from email responses, you name it. When you're selling a service, you're selling a relationship. And these are all kind of variables on how you establish a strong relationship. Humans, they are emotional. They want to feel valued. They want to feel like they like you. And you got to realize that not every buyer comes in at the intent stage. So when I say that, meaning not everyone's calling you and they already know they have a problem. They want to hire an accountant. They want to hire a specific accountant that works with dentists, for example. That's an intent buyer. Well, it'd be great if everyone comes in at that stage. The reality is there's not that many at any given moment, right? So if you want to broaden your funnel, you need to start creating content and contact with people that are different areas of the funnel, meaning they may not be aware they have a problem yet. They then are in the consideration phase. They're in the research phase. So these are all the things that are happening, and you want to make your brand be present, that when they're looking, if they're at the research phase, or if they're trying to figure out they have a problem, they're engaging your content during that. So it's important to understand that. A stat here, 93% of consumers use the internet to find a local business in the last year, with 34% searching every day. So think about that. They're obviously using the internet to decide if they're hiring a tax accountant. And there's still, traditional referrals still happens, but the reality is, we see stats that say up to 50% don't call the referred partner after they Google the brand name and they don't like what they see. So you have to understand that the old way, the referrals by themselves, is not something you can rely on anymore.